we have a super fun video that we're doing today. I just pulled into everyone's favorite place, Trader Joe's. Today, you guys actually created my grocery list. So I asked you guys what your favorite healthy snacks from Trader Joe's were, and what we're going to do is I rounded up the handful of the most popular ones, and I am gonna go buy those, and then we're gonna do a little healthy Trader Joe's snack review. I am going to taste test all of the products as well as review them from a registered dietitian, nutrition lens, and we're gonna see, are these actually as healthy as we think? I'm super excited to do this video, so let's go ahead, get to it. I'm going to find my wallet. Let's go grab some snacks. Hey guys, the flour section at Trader Joe's gets me every time. I love these mums. They are my favorite. I love these ones. These dark purple ones with the yellow in the middle. They last for like 2 weeks. They last forever. Definitely worth the $4.99. Stay focused, Colleen. Focus. Okay, we are in the dips. Where is it? This is the first one you guys recommended. These were probably the hottest one that you guys requested. Also these ones, but these ones you guys definitely said more. Another popular one. All right, I swear everyone is obsessed. Where is it? Is it this? This. Okay guys, I'm getting sidetracked by this wall. Ooh, look at these. Ugh, I don't like dark chocolate. Oh, these are cute.
Thanks so much for stopping on.
Thanks, you too.
Take care.
All right, guys, we've got the goods. I am excited to look into all of these, to taste test all of these, and let you know, are these actually healthy snacks from Trader Joe's that a dietitian recommends? And do they even taste good? We'll find out. Let's get home. Alrighty guys, let's go for it. So first we're gonna chat about the product nutritionally, and then we'll do a taste test of it. But first, let's face it, the idea of healthy and unhealthy is so skewed thanks to all of the misinformation that is spewed all over social media. So often I hear people saying, I'm eating healthy, Colleen, but in reality, they have more unhealthy habits than healthy. So to help, I created a 30-second quiz that will give you a breakdown of your healthy to unhealthy eating habits and give you advice on areas that you can improve upon to improve your score. Now, if you have not taken this quiz yet, I would highly recommend doing so. It can be super eye-opening. I will link that in the description for you to take, like I said, 30 seconds. It's well worth it. Okay, first up, we have the Elote Greek-style yogurt dip. So street corn has been trendy for honestly what seems like years, and let's be real, it's for good reason. It's freshly grilled corn topped with Mexican cheese and delicious spices. Literally, what is not to love? But is this Greek-style elote dip a healthy option? So the reason, or one of them, that this product is considered to be healthy is likely because it's made with a Greek yogurt, and it has a honestly pretty simple ingredient list consisting mostly of Greek yogurt, corn, and elote seasoning blend. Now compare this to a regular or non-Greek yogurt based dip like this one that you might find at Aldi, which has a base of mayo, cream cheese, and cheese. Now, when a lot of people think Greek yogurt, they think a protein boost. Now, Greek yogurt itself does tend to have a good protein punch, which can help you feel more full and satisfied at meal or snack time. However, just because something is in a product doesn't mean that it provides a substantial amount of that thing. And that's kind of the case here. There's only 1 gram of protein in this Trader Joe's dip versus 2 grams in the Aldi non-Greek yogurt one. Neither is a super prominent source of protein. The Aldi version does have a bit more fat in it, which likely contributes to not only its slightly higher caloric density, but also to likely the thicker texture and richness. Now, higher calorie doesn't always mean bad. If maybe it's a higher calorie and you eat the food and you actually enjoy it and find it more satisfying, you might eat less overall. Not that eating less is the goal, but eating in a way that you find satisfying and that feels good to you both mentally and physically is. So let me give you an example of that. If you pick a lower calorie option and it just doesn't hit the spot for you, you might keep eating, trying to get it to hit the spot, but it won't, and you'll likely end up feeling overly full, overly stuffed, and uncomfortable. But if you pick the higher calorie option and it does hit the spot, you might be more able to easily stop when satisfied and avoid the overly full tummy ache. Make sense? Overall, the biggest nutritional difference here is the slightly higher caloric density, and I'm guessing the mouthfeel. Something that is made with Greek yogurt typically won't be as dense, and it likely then will also be a lighter product and potentially also have a more tangy or less rich taste. Another thing to note is the price. The Trader Joe's one is about $1 more than the Aldi one for 2 less ounces. Budget is something to keep in mind for many people that might influence which one of these, the Greek yogurt or the non one, that you pick. Things that are tweaked or marketed with a seemingly nutritional benefit do tend to come with a bit of an increased price. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay. That's really tasty. Oh, it's got a little bit of spice. That's really good stuff. Ooh, there is a little bit of a spice there. Overall, I think this is a great product, you guys. A fun product. I don't think it's crazily nutritionally superior to the non-Greek yogurt one. Again, lower calorie doesn't always mean better, especially if you don't find the taste or the less rich flavor as satisfying. But if maybe something heavier or richer doesn't tend to sit well in your tummy, maybe that would be a reason to pick this one. I do think that dips themselves like this can be a great way to make things like veggies or whole grains, like the crackers that I used, tastier, and that can actually boost your overall nutrient intake. This is a fun product. I would definitely buy it again. I can, like I said, tell that it is lighter, less rich, but the flavor, it's there. Okay, next we have these plantain chips. These plantain chips got rave reviews from you guys, but let's see how they compare to regular potato chips like these classic ones. Are they really healthier? So the Trader Joe's website advertises these as a slightly sweeter chip with less fat than a regular potato chip. Now, when comparing the labels, the fat content only differs by about 3 grams and saturated fat by about 1 gram. So taking the Lay's chips, the classic kind, from 13% to these, the 9% of our daily value. Now, daily values are the recommended amounts of nutrients to consume or to not exceed each day. There is some less fat in these, but not a giant amount less, in my opinion, when you consider one serving in the grand scheme of things. Let's chat about some of the types of fat for a hot second. The Trader Joe's one lists high oleic sunflower oil on their ingredient list, and the classic has a mix of sunflower, canola, corn, and soybean. The high oleic sunflower oil has at least 80% oleic acid, whereas the more traditional types have about 20%. Now, oleic acid is a monounsaturated fatty acid that is considered to be health promoting, as it has been studied and linked to possible health benefits, such as lower blood levels of LDL, the bad cholesterol, and triglycerides, and lowering risks of heart disease, just to name a few. While yes, this may be something to consider, it's also important to note that the difference between these two is relatively small, and many of the studies that were done were comparing a high saturated fat diet to lower saturated fat diets with more fats coming from monounsaturated sources, and these products are really only differing by 1 gram when it comes to saturated fat. So it's not a huge difference. Long story short about the types of oils, yes, high oleic formulaic, may have some health benefits, but the amount that you'll consume from these chips may not really have a huge impact on those things, so I wouldn't necessarily let it be your sole deciding factor. Now, there is a bit of a sodium difference between these two chips. The plantain chips here contain a little less sodium. This can contribute to a less salty taste. Maybe that's what you're going for. It might also be important to those who need to consider sodium intake for medical needs. Now, plantains themselves are known for their fiber and potassium and vitamin C benefits, but those don't really translate well to this product. These chips contain about 1 gram of fiber, only 6% of your potassium needs a day, and there's really no vitamin C listed on the label. So again, note to self, things like this, or maybe like a popular veggie chip, may not actually give you the same benefits as the thing that's on the label. Now, how would one eat these? You can enjoy these alone or with a dip, the Elote Dip maybe, or hidden in a sandwich for a little crunch, or one of my personal favorite ways for any cracker or chip is on a salad, you guys. They make absolutely delicious croutons. I could definitely see that for these. Okay, let's give these a taste test. Okay, here we go. Okay, here are my thoughts. They don't have much taste. I think if you're looking for something, they don't have much taste. They're not bad. I think these could definitely be good with like the Elote Dip. Let's try it. That's good. They're a good vehicle. They don't really have much flavor, like I said, themselves, but I do think they could be a really great way, like I said, to get a vehicle for a dip. And they can provide carbohydrates, which carbohydrates are not bad. Our bodies need them. They taste much better with a dip. I like them. They'd be a really good crouton. Like I said, I think they're great, but if it's a potato chip that you're really craving, go for that because these are not the same. And nutritionally speaking, they aren't that much different than potato chips in the grand scheme of things. And satisfaction is super important. All right, on to our next snack. We have these organic roasted seaweed snacks. Seaweed itself contains a slew of vitamins and minerals like iron, copper, folate, and B vitamins. But as we've seen, that doesn't always translate into these fun little snacks. When looking at the nutrition label of these snacks, it doesn't show how many of some of those nutrients that seaweed is supposed to be high in is in these products. Some of those nutrient amounts aren't required to be shown on the labels, but there is 2% of your daily recommended intake of iron. When you compare that to the 21% of iron in seaweed itself, it leads me to believe that these aren't the same in terms of the nutritional benefits that you would gain from eating seaweed itself. Honestly, there really isn't much to these nutritionally. I think that the best way to view these is when you're wanting a bit of a light crunch added to something, maybe a little saltiness. Using these to add the satisfaction factor can be super helpful and super important in allowing you to find your food satisfying and enjoyable, and adding different flavors and textures can definitely do that. And when we find foods more satisfying, we're more likely to be able to sense fullness and stop eating the food when we feel good versus continuing to try to have it hit the spot that we've talked about. All right, taste test. So light, you guys. Like I said, there's really not much to them. Okay, here we go. This is so weird. Oh my gosh. I stuck on the roof of my mouth. Okay, guys, they were really surprising to me at first. I didn't know how to eat them. They kind of like disintegrate, literally. They don't taste bad. They taste like a seaweed or like a sushi. Do you guys know those? I don't know if they still sell them, but they were big when I was growing up. They're like little pieces of like Listerine. I think that's what they were, like the mouthwash that like, it was a little paper you put on like paper thing and you put it on top of your mouth and it kind of like disintegrated. That's what these felt like on the roof of my mouth. Overall, I can see why these kind of blew up on TikTok as part of the viral salmon and rice bowl. A little bit of salty flavor, a little bit of crunch. I mean, I do think adding these to a meal would totally take it up a notch. I'm curious, how else do you guys, if you buy these, how do you eat them? Do you just eat them plain? I'm just like so floored by the texture of them. I do like the flavor. Okay, next up is the peanut butter protein granola. So when you hear protein granola. It sounds like the perfect way to get a balanced meal without needing to put in a lot of work. Like you got a protein punch, right? But is Joe misleading us here based on the product? I love an effortless meal or snack idea, but this peanut butter protein may need a few extra fixins to keep you full and satisfied. So when you compare this granola to other ones on the market, like this one from Target, you might be surprised to hear that there really isn't a huge difference in the nutrition facts label, other than that there is 3 more grams of protein in the protein kind, which that's a nice little bit of a protein boost, sure, but 3 grams likely isn't going to make a giant difference in keeping you much fuller and satisfied longer than the regular stuff. What? Now, Trader Joe's does also call out that they use cane sugar in this kind, but really there isn't much of a difference between the cane, which is unrefined sugar, and regular old white refined sugar. This is typically a tactic used to make customers feel like they're making a healthier choice. Refined sugars are those that have undergone further processing as a part of their production to purify the sugar and remove other things like micronutrients that might come along with the sugar as it grows. Essentially, it's removing anything from the sugar that isn't sugar. Now, this includes things like iron and other minerals that are naturally occurring in the soil. The purpose of the sugar refining process is to produce a pure sugar that ensures consistency and quality. Unrefined sugars, on the other hand, leave those things in, which are in very, very minimal quantities overall. It's not likely to make a big nutrient impact, and it's more of a marketing thing. Canola oil is also listed on here, which gets such a bad rap. Canola oil is actually a health promoting oil, and it is not the inflammatory beast that social media makes it out to be. Seed oils are higher in omega-6 fatty acids, which many say causes inflammation. However, the research just doesn't support this. In a healthy adult population, omega-6s do not cause inflammation, nor is it shown to worsen existing inflammation due to chronic disease. Honestly, there's so much that we could dive into here that would require its own video, and I think this one is already going to be lengthy. A full story on that for another day. In the end, this can be a super yummy addition to yogurt, smoothies, oatmeal, or even ice cream. Seriously, guys, try some vanilla ice cream with some granola on top. It is so good, but it really doesn't hold that much more protein than a regular granola that you find at any grocery store. If you enjoy it and it makes you feel good, go for it, but there's no pressure to purchase this specific brand to get any more of those health benefits than a regular bag of granola. I'm looking at you, Safe and Fair Birthday Cake granola. That's my favorite. All right, let's test it. I will say they do have nice clusters here. Nice clusters. The peanut butter taste is a little faint. I love peanut butter, so I like a really strong taste, but the crunch is there. I think the texture of these is great. I feel like the peanut butter flavor is a slow burn. Like, it kind of just like, it takes a minute for you to realize it. I think it's great. Like I said, not a huge protein boost, but go for it. All right, guys, our next product is dried mango, and this unsweetened dried mango is popular among you guys. Firstly, if you know me at all, then you know I'm not going to demonize anyone from eating something with added sugar. Sometimes we want a stronger, sweeter, truly candy-like taste, and that's okay. But sometimes we don't necessarily desire something as sweet, and that's where something like this that's a no added sugar product could maybe be your pick that could satisfy you. Now, here's the way that I describe it to my clients is that would your enjoyment or satisfaction be reduced when you pick the no added sugar option? If the answer is no, then sure, go for the no added sugar one. But if the answer is yes, I want something sweeter, then maybe you do pick the one with added sugar. Both of them have a time and a place depending on what you are wanting in the moment. Now, when looking at the actual label here, you can see that they use unsulfured mango, meaning that sulfur dioxide hasn't been used to preserve the mangoes. Now, here is the interesting thing that I learned. Trader Joe's also mentions on their website that the mango is grown in a region that produces high Brix fruit, meaning there is more sugar to water ratio in the fruit that gives it a sweeter taste.
Neat.
So maybe sugar isn't as needed in this product for that reason. And they do also call out the organic label on the product, which nutritionally doesn't make a big difference and also not safety-wise. The whole clean 15, dirty dozen thing really isn't legit. Organic fructose is great if it fits your budget and lifestyle, but conventional is also absolutely fine too. Personally, I usually do buy conventional because it's more affordable. Now, one downside, I guess, with dehydrated fruit is that it doesn't provide as much hydration for your body. Yes, you can eat hydration too. You don't need to just chug it from a water bottle, but I mean, if you drink water, you're fine. Let's taste test these. I've had dry mango before, but I haven't had Trader Joe's this kind. Oh my gosh, I smell the sweetness. Oh my gosh, I can smell it. All right. That is really good. I don't know if it's the high, what do they call it? High bricks fruit. That stuff's good. I get the hype. Overall, I can definitely see these being a fun little way to enjoy something fruity and sweet and just kind of keep in your pantry. Maybe like a little after lunch sweet tooth. If you're just looking for a little something, something. These would hit the spot, you guys. Also, desk drawer. They're dry. They're not going to go bad. I like them. Thanks, guys. Okay, our second to last one here is the peanut butter filled pretzels. This was a hot one with you guys, probably the most popular. So comparing these to just regular old pretzels, they do hold a little bit more fat and protein, a few grams each from the peanut butter, which can help with slightly more staying power and satisfaction. The additional fat seems to be coming mostly from the unsaturated kind, which you can find in peanut butter. Makes sense. Remember, the unsaturated are the more health promoting fats. There is also a bit more calories in these peanut butter ones. More calories is not always a bad thing. Thanks to the addition of fat and protein can help give you more energy and keep you full longer. Despite what Pinterest tells you, calories are not little creatures that come into your closet and make your clothes tighter.
This is some shit you found on Pinterest.
They are energy. They are fuel. They are good. And I've actually had these peanut butter filled ones, not Trader Joe's ones, but I've had the Costco ones, and man, they are delicious. So let's see if these are the same. Hold on. I got an idea. If you know me at all, you know I always keep chocolate frosting in my fridge because it's my favorite way to satisfy a sweet tooth. Chocolate craving. Oh yeah. You guys, I dig them. I think these could be a really great snack just to pop some in a little sandwich bag, to have on the go in your purse, in the car. You could also just take regular pretzels and dip them into peanut butter to get the kind of same effect of these ones, to feel full a little bit longer. Delicious. Our last healthy product to review here is the dark chocolate peanut butter cups. Now, if you're like Colleen, those are not healthy. Hold up, let me explain. These are what I call soul nourishing. I don't believe that one food is healthy or unhealthy. All foods can fit into a healthy lifestyle and eating pattern. Some foods, yes, might be more nourishing to our bodies with nutrients, but some might be more nourishing to our souls and our satisfaction. Both are absolutely healthy. Now, these do have a dark chocolate call out on them, which many people do say is healthier nutritionally. It tends to have less added sugar than milk chocolate to give it kind of that more biting taste. And you can actually see this between these and their milk chocolate variety that they have, which that has an extra 1.5 grams of added sugar. But in the grand scheme of things, honestly, that's not a ton. There are some slight differences between the two nutrition labels, but again, not a crazy amount. And when it comes to soul nourishing foods, you guys, I wouldn't let the nutrition label be your deciding factor. For example, I usually hate dark chocolate. So almost 100% of the time, I will pick the milk chocolate. Why? For the millionth time in this video, if you eat something that you don't find satisfying, you're likely to eat more overall as you search for something to hit the spot. Now, the Trader Joe's kind does also claim that other purveyors of peanut butter cups fill theirs with extraneous ingredients, and theirs are free of such things. So let's take a look at some mini dark chocolate Reese's as a comparison. As far as those extraneous ingredients, the Reese's Cup has 7 ingredients, while the Trader Joe's have 8. Now, both include chocolate, sugar, salt, and a preservative. The Trader Joe's one uses soy lecithin as an emulsifier and a preservative, while the Reese's one uses TBHQ and citric acid. Now, it's a synthetic product, whereas soy is derived from soybean and processed. The FDA considers TBHQ to be safe, particularly in small amounts, i.e. you're not eating Reese's Cups all day long every day, and the same for the citric acid. So these ingredients in both of them are safe, even though the ones in the Reese's might sound a little more wonky. The Trader Joe's version also includes palm oil on the list of ingredients. Now, palm oil can commonly be found in peanut butters as a stabilizer. Many people demonize it. It does have more saturated fats than unsaturated, making it less health promoting than some other oils. Some people do have some concerns around palm oil's effects on the environment. The Reese's version does have another ingredient called dextrose, which is a form of sugar derived from wheat or corn. Moral of the story here: there are pretty minuscule differences between the Reese's and Trader Joe's versions, and I'm not seeing anything that I would consider extraneous or harmful to be eating, especially when you're eating them in recommended quantities. If you're thinking, Colleen, I can't eat those in normal quantities, then chin up, buttercup, because you're in the right place, teaching you how to eat in moderation and to crave overall balanced diet free from diety restrictive food rules. That's my specialty, so you're in the right spot. I'm actually not going to try these ones because, like I said, I really don't like dark chocolate, so I'm going to give these ones to my husband. What did you think of these 7 healthy snacks from Trader Joe's reviewed for you by a registered dietitian? I would love to hear what you thought about this video in the comments, and if there are any products that I missed. Now, remember, also, if you haven't taken that quiz that I talked about earlier, be sure to take a hot second, well, 30 of them, and find out if your idea of healthy eating is actually healthy or if it's doing more harm than good. Like I said, it just takes 30 seconds and it can set you up for a lifetime of truly healthy habits. So worth it. Head down to the description and you can find that link. As always, guys, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. And thank you so much for hanging out with me, sticking with me to the end here and watching this video. I love you all, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.
Won't you kiss us in the